Hey everyone, welcome back to Ormsby Farm. So on today's video, I've talked about it in the past couple of videos that Saturdays are going to be my outdoor project day. And since I have not started on a project for this Saturday, today, I wanted to walk around the farm and show you the projects that we're going to be getting done in January and February. So I'm starting at the front. We're just going to walk around. Ooh, it's so muddy and nasty. That should be a project right there, is graveling my driveway again. All right, but we're walking over first, and we're going to go over to the 3 raised beds that I am going to be redoing, building up. And they're going to be the potato beds, the onion bed, and the herb bed. Hoping to have those done to put stuff in by February. That's the goal. So we'll see if that actually happens. So I'm going to flip you around so I can show you and talk to you about each one of the beds.
I'm coming home.
All right, this is the first one, y'all. So this is, I think I measured that it was like 20 by 20 feet, and it's raised. I don't know if you can really see, but where my foot is, it's probably ankle high, and there's rocks underneath all this overgrown disaster. So what I want to do here is I want to trim all of this back. I won't be able to pull all of it out because it's years of overgrowth. And I'm going to ground cover it, and then we're going to wood up probably about 4 to 6 inches tall, and then I'm going to backfill kind of like hugelkultur. And this will be the potato one. So this will probably be a little bit higher. It's probably going to be closer to 12 inches so that we can have potatoes deep in here. But I mean, all of this will be cut down. I think there's a bucket somewhere undergrown that the woman left. And this has always been a goal for the past year and a half. But now it is time because I want my own potatoes and sweet potatoes. So this here is going to be the potato and sweet potato bed. And then the other 2 are over here. They're not as overgrown and unmanageable as that one. That one's going to be a lot of work. But this, same thing. What we're going to do is just trim up this. This one's probably 10 by 6, maybe. I'm going to widen it, of course, because down there it lays down a little bit more. But we're going to even it out so everything is even. Ground cover, pack up. And this will be the onions. Onion bed is, no, this is the herb bed right here. This is the herb, the smaller one is the herbs. I use a lot of herbs, especially for my salsas and cooking. So I wanted to start doing my own herbs, and that is the goal to put in February. And then this one here, which I think is the 10 by probably 8 or 10. All, again, everything trimmed, ground cover, wood or galvanized metal built up. Anywhere from 6 to 12 inches. I haven't really decided yet. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow as I'm doing it. Backfilled hugelkultur, and this will be the onions. So this will be onions. We go through a lot of onions. All of my homesteading friends here in Georgia have said you put them in Valentine's Day. Same with the their potatoes, and then you'll have it for late summer kind of crop. So these are the bed. So that's kind of the first one. This will be the first kind of thing that we do because it needs to get done so I can plant in February. I may even start half of the herb garden as lettuce too. I am going to be doing lettuce as more of a hugelkultur kind of style, or not a hugelkultur, lettuce as hydroponic style indoors. But until I get all that situated, we'll go ahead and put some out there because I miss my lettuce. But now let's head over to another area that needs to be cleaned. We have walked down to what was the pumpkin patch from last year. So what's going to be done is, of course, I'm going to clean it up, roll up all of the ground cover, and I am going to till probably early February. But one thing that I noticed last year is, we had little issues with the pumpkin patch. We still got a very good harvest that I was able to can a lot, sell a lot. But I noticed that my bigger pumpkins, which were on this side, the vines grew and would grow up the fence and that kind of stuff. And on the smaller side, which is where my baby jack-o'-lanterns were, or my baby Jack Belittles, the vines didn't grow that much. So I'm going to switch those around so it would have all of this space over here for the vines to grow. Now, all of this is going to be bush hogged. That's one of the goals, is to get it bush hogged. Once I pull this up, I will till again. I can hand till now because it's been tilled by a tractor, so it's a lot easier for me to hand till and fertilize and get it ready. But also, I noticed that a lot of the leaves got burned because it was so hot. And we had a unnaturally hot fall this year. Maybe different next year, but I'm just taking precautions. And I'm going to put some 10-foot 4x4s up in all of the corners. That will also help for the irrigation. I haven't fully decided on that yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and hang the irrigation systems so it can doot, 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 over the top. And I can stretch out a shade cloth over this part so that they don't get as much, probably a 40 or 50% shade cloth. Don't know yet, haven't really fully decided it, but I wanted to show you that this is one of the projects. Y'all, the garden cleaning is going to be real this year. When I say real, I mean real. But over here also, I'm going to be bush hogging a lot of this. And this tree and that tree right there are coming down. I'm going to be cutting them down and starting to season some wood for a wood fire burning place, because that is what our goal is this year, is to get a wood burning stove. So to get them seasoned, I'm going to go ahead and cut them down. It would open up a lot. And of course, this burn pile needs to be burned. And so let's go over and head over to the orchard, which is going to be another probably February job. So we'll go over there and talk about what I'm doing in the orchard. Alrighty, y'all, we are over in the orchard right now. There's a lot of projects that are going to be happening in the orchard. One, if y'all know, I'll put a video here. I tilled this up last year. Obviously not deep enough, obviously not well, and tried a watermelon patch, which didn't do well. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, again, ground cover like I did before. But I'm going to put galvanized raised beds for berries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. And this will be kind of a berry patch. We don't eat a lot of watermelon, and what we do, we can get from a local farmer where we got this year. So that is goal one. Next is this right here tree. You see right here? It's called a Texas trash, and there's no true need for it except beauty. And all of these right here, including my hydrangeas. My persimmons didn't come back this year and they look terrible. So all of it's going to be cut down. Now, once I start getting a tractor, or when my friends brings their tractor over, we will get the root balls up, and I'm going to look into doing, apple, crab apple and apple trees. The two peaches over here did not do well this year again. So they are coming down. All of this bush is coming down. The peaches are over there. We'll have one peach that I'll get pruned, and I'll do the spraying like I did this year, but I'm not going to buy any more spray. If it doesn't do well this year, then it's coming down too. Because as I always talk about in the podcast and the radio morning show, if it's not paying their bills, it's got to go. Animal, plant, whatever it is. So that's going to be gone. These little bushes, I think they're pretty, but I want it to be, how am I going to put this? It has to be paying its bills. So if I can't make money off of it or use it for me food-wise, then there's no point of being here. So, just saying. All right, now we're walking to all of the trees. All the trees, as you can tell, are very bare right now, and they need to get pruned. So what we're going to do is this, and yes, the two pear trees we're keeping, but they're getting them pruned. We have two plum trees. One did nothing this year, and the other one did. This one that I'm leaning on right now did not do that much, and it's really too close to the other tree, so that's coming down. The root ball will stay in there, but it's coming down. And then, of course, we have one more peach back here. It did nothing this year, even with spraying and all that kind of stuff, so it's coming down. Behind me, the grapevines are going to be a task, y'all. We are finally going to prune. If I can't get the pruned back to where it needs to be, back to life, then I am going, because they're muscadine. They have not been pruned probably in the 25 years that the woman who owned the house before had them, because they're real overgrown. And one of my friends who owns the winery here said it's just going to be easier for me to pull them up and do new. But if I can save these ones that are here, they have a good root system and everything, that I want to do that. So that's another kind of task that needs to be done. So really, it's going to be, the Saturday is going to be packed with tasks, because we need to get them done in January and February very, very soon. This is where the corn was last year. It's going to stay there. Only thing that's changing is I'm not going to have the ground cover down there. A lot of my friends are like, you don't really need it. You can either literally just put down corn and they will grow fine with 6, even smaller inches apart. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add some corn to the pumpkin area. That's just going to be for looks, for the pumpkin patch when people come to buy pumpkins. So this did really well this year. This was our first kind of try of it. We got probably about 8 gallon bags of corn cobs, so in the freezer. So we're good on corn. So that's a task. Basically, ripping up the gardens are going to be a task. Now we're actually heading into the main garden. And for those that watched this year, we decided to go with hog panels. Ooh, Lord. I got to mow this area down so that the gates will open. Oh, my word. We did hog panels this year. We loved it. I'm going to be using 2 of them to build a fence for the turkeys to run in their run. So we'll have to get probably 4 next year. We really enjoyed having the hog panels. But this is a goal, is pulling this up. It looking a little hot messish. But it will be easily done in a day. I'm going to label all of my ground cover, roll it up for the year, because I'll mow and fertilize all of the chicken manure stuff in March. I will fully clean out all the coops and get down fresh, because, I've just been composting it on top of it now. All of it will be shoveled out, put on top of here, tilled in, so that we have some good nitrogen to start the garden season in April. So I'm going to walk you over to our next kind of project, and we're going to talk about that. Alrighty, I've talked about this on other videos. I may take y'all inside, but it's real muddy and nasty today, so I may not. This is going to be completely cleared. The fencing underneath, we are going to take the chicken wire off, and I may replace the chicken wire with newer chicken wire, because it's really not that expensive, because this is rusted and done. The roof, I had talked about taking it off. It is going to stay on, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some 2x4s and raise up the roof so that I can walk in. I'm about 5'9". I'll probably still need to duck a little bit, but as long as I can get in there to feed, clean, collect eggs, so on and so forth, because the front L shape right here is going to be another set of turkeys, the tom and a couple hens. There's a middle part, which once I walk in and show you, do I want to walk in and show you? Okay, I'll show y'all. All right, y'all, I'm just aiming y'all through because it's sinkable mud today. So there's a part right there. There's a middle part right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably either put rabbits in cages, different cages, or I'm going to put quail. Have not fully decided. There's a lot of cages that are here that need to be cleaned out, and I could use it for it. This back big area, which is all the way, this will be the turkey little hut, but behind that and the close off here is going to be where I'm going to have my American breasts. That is going to be the mommy and daddies that make my meat birds going forward. So that will be cleaned out. This little hut that I think was for goats before, I will build some nesting boxes in there, and then I will get a chicken coop on the other side so they can go in at night. But this is where the mommies and daddies American breasts will stay in this middle part. This front run here will be the turkeys that goes all the way in the L shape up front. And then this will be some more of our breeders. But you're probably saying, Casey, where are you going to put your meat birds after you hatch them? And I'm going to show you this right now. And out here, I've talked about it before in other videos, but I'm going to be getting 2 30 by, I think they're 20-foot dog kennels that are the outdoor fenced ones. I'll show a picture right here. And those are going to be kind of like tractors, the turkey and chicken tractors for my meat birds. Now, when I hatch these meat birds, I will probably be getting some Cornish cross just to get me through this year, because my American breast will not be old enough yet to lay. Always getting calls when I'm trying to shoot. But the American breast won't be old enough to lay their eggs. So the meat chickens will be raised out here. Any boys that I don't want, I will put with the meat chickens. And the turkeys, same way. I will keep, turkey-wise, I will keep the hens because I want one more hen in with a Big Daddy and Princess, and I want 3 in the other one. So I need at least 4 girls. The rest I will be using as our meat business and starting it this year. So now let's go to the final February project, and this February project is probably going to be the most involved. It may be a multiple video, and that's the greenhouse. So let's go inside the greenhouse. Alrighty, so I talked about it on one of my other videos, but this 55-foot greenhouse that was on the property when I bought it is going to get redone, because it was done a little haphazardly by the previous owners, and I wanted to get it done correctly. Now, I will show a couple videos here. Me and Mom and Sis Tara. Did Brother Chris help? I think he was in the chicken coop at that time. We cleared it out and pulled up all the weeds to the gravel, and it came back. So what we're going to do is we're going to, one, have the plastic redone. We're going to have the electricity redone, new fans. This open one, we're going to close it with wood, not siding or shackling, or I don't know what it's called. And then I'm going to do ground cover or plastic on the ground, and then we will mulch on top of it. So everything in here will be raised beds. And that is back there. We're turning into like a little pond, like a little koi pond. And I'm also going to have 3 dwarf citrus trees in here. A key lime, Myers lemon, and the clementine. I will leave the information when I get it down below. Starks Brothers is where I've been looking. But they will go in here. This will be completely cleared and more manageable, because the raised beds over the winter, like this time right now, I could have had some tomatoes and squash and zucchini growing in here, because it's a little bit warm. It probably feels like about 72, 75 in here. I'm sweating as I'm standing here in sweats. It's like a good 10, 15 degree difference outside. But we all getting a different shade cloth. Y'all know the shade cloth we tore down because it was getting holes and ripping and all that kind of stuff. So new plastic, new shade cloth. We will do a full video on this, probably multiple videos, to get it all back to grace, because this needs to be manageable and it needs to be something that produces for the farm. Otherwise, again, it's going to turn into where I keep meat birds. For real. Like for reals, and the for reals. Well, y'all, those are all the projects that we have, and there are a ton around here at Ormsby Farm. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and be sure you are subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know that anytime that I drop new videos. And make sure you follow on social media at Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter. Don't know how much long Twitter and TikTok are going to stay around. For me, it's a lot of work for not a lot of pushback. Just saying. Well then, go ahead and follow us. And we will see you on the next video. Y'all be blessed.
I'm coming home.